Hello everybody, welcome back to Wicked Up Wednesdays, where today I will be doing the Q&A while I eat Chipotle. Yeah, but I appreciate everyone that wrote in and left questions. I don't know why, but I be expecting people don't even give a fuck. But oh my goodness. So this is the adobo ranch at Chipotle. It tastes like buttermilk ranch with like a little bit of spice in it, a little bit of sweetness to it. You need a plate. I can't even eat this the way I want to. See, that's why they give me a fork, girl. If you guys didn't know, it's actually very easy to make the vinaigrette. So like whenever I don't get the vinaigrette from Chipotle, because when you order online, they don't give you the option to get it. But it's very simple. So it's this Tabasco sauce with Chipotle. You do some red wine vinegar, some salt and pepper. I don't have that right now, so I'm just gonna negate that. And then you also add some honey, and you will be making the vinaigrette from Chipotle. So you don't have to worry if they run out of vinaigrette. You are good because you got it at home. But yeah, I had to learn because I used to get so pissed off when they would not have it. It would literally be the end of my day. I'd be like, damn, I want Chipotle, but I can't have it because y'all ain't got the shit that y'all need. But I can make it. So yeah, that's how you make the vinaigrette at Chipotle. A beautiful bite. Okay, so for this Q&A, I asked people on Instagram, hey, ask me questions so I can weigh in on stuff that maybe you have questions about. So I'm gonna go and click on all these. I actually have a few questions on here, so let's get started with this shit. I'm gonna do all of them, but I'm gonna do the ones that I like first, and then we'll go from there. So the first question that I'm gonna answer is going to be, what gave you a boost in your confidence? Confidence has always been an issue for me. It's been my biggest gripe with growing up because I never had the full confidence to just be myself because I felt like I never could be myself. You know, being gay, being around urban black Chicago youth, you know, doing any little thing that's gay is such a bad thing. So I used to restrict myself into the point where I wasn't even a person anymore. I was just a robot because I did not want to show any ounce of my femininity. So one of the biggest things for me that has raised my confidence is embracing the femininity that is within me while also maintaining the masculine and balancing the two has been my biggest lesson as a gay man, is learning how to balance your masculinity and your femininity and being comfortable with both sides of those being a part of you. But also a big part of me gaining my confidence that I have now is, for one, not giving a fuck. Like, I am online naked all the time. And with that, it's more so for me giving me power because I'm taking back the notion that just because you're online and you're risque means you're less of a person, when that's not true at all. It doesn't make me any less of a person just because I get naked online. It doesn't make me any less of a person just because you can see me nut online. It doesn't make me any less of a person because you can see my ass online. At the end of the day, I'm reclaiming back my body. I'm reclaiming back any stereotypes against thick men that is not okay or that is seen as fat or overweight. Anything, my stretch marks, all that stuff. Like, just embracing all the things of yourself that you find insecurity in and finding the beauty in it and then reclaiming it has really helped me with my confidence. So that's my answer. So this next question is from someone that I know in my day-to-day life. So I'm just going to answer it and use their username. Perry JKP asked me, I'm curious, if you had to describe me in one word, what would it be? And my answer to that would be friendly. I think friendly is the best word for you because ever since I've gotten to know you, the main thing that I always take with me is that this man is so friendly. And I appreciate that in people because with my social anxiety, when people aren't friendly and they have like that, you know, like laid backness, and I can't really read them, it makes me second guess myself. So friendly is what I would use to describe you. Dark underscore boo underscore 007 is the one that asked me the first question. And for the second question was Perry JKP. So next, we're going to answer JX Reative, which is JXREATIVE. He asked me on Instagram, what is a book that I loved? My favorite book ever is the Hunger Games series, but I think my favorite of the 3 series was Catching Fire. Like, I love Catching Fire. Catching Fire is my shit. I love Catching Fire. It's one of my favorite books. I actually have it on my shelf. But yes, this is my shit. I love Catching Fire. It's my favorite Hunger Games because shit just get real earthy. It get real. Like, they really get into it. And then he also asked me, what is my all-time favorite TV show? I'm gonna give you a few. So my favorite cartoon is a toss-up between Adventure Time and Regular Show. If you want to know my type of humor, Adventure Time and Regular Show, those are my favorite shows. Like, period. Those are my favorite shows. When it comes to cartoon. But then when we go to adult cartoon, I like American Dad over Family Guy, but I also like Family Guy. But also I like adult cartoons that I really like. Let's go with American Dad, because I know that I can laugh at that. I love Roger, even more than Stewie. Actually, I like Stewie, but Roger I think is more funny. And then when we talk about anime, my favorite anime is Claymore. Period. Claymore. My favorite like drama TV show. Which one comes to me and sticks out? Because I've loved a few. I'll say Orange is the New Black, but really close behind that is Weeds. Because I loved those TV shows. Those are my drama TV shows. And I'll leave it at that. Okay, how about this? Okay, so my favorite like American anime cartoons would be, which one was like a really big one for me? I'm talking about cartoons that are like anime but like are very Americanized. That's like very popular. I think because when I think of that, I'm thinking of like Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and like you know, Batman, all that stuff. I really like. So Pokemon is obviously going to always stand out. Digimon is always going to stand out. And my last one I'll say would be, I have to think about like what was a Saturday cartoon. I can't think of them. I don't remember a lot of. I used to really like Shaolin Monks though. That was one of my favorite. I loved Beetle Force, whatever it's called. Yeah, just anything that I could think of from that time. X-Men, like, yeah. Let me stop because I can go down a rabbit hole. I don't want this video to take forever. So next question is gonna be from KANEXY777. This is someone that I've gotten to know being out in the gay queer space, and they've just been such a sweet, kind person, and I appreciate their love. They actually very much motivate me. So thank you for KANEXY777 for this question. But the question is, what was one of your most challenging performances as a dancer? So I haven't spoke about this, but I do perform in Boys Town. One of my most challenging performances as a dancer, where I feel like I actually like fully pushed myself, is I did this competition called Cage Fight that was at Charlotte, Chicago, but has now ended. It was definitely my first performance, because my first performance back in an all-star season, I had already did the competition. Now I was coming back to show myself in an elevated way. It was so hard because it was going to be my first performance back. I had to show confidence, sex appeal, star quality. I had to look good. Like, everything had to be perfection because I wanted to really win my first week in the competition. So I did that, like, but it was a lot of stress behind it. I did Michael Jackson for introductions week of the competition, where you had to redo one of your weeks, and Michael Jackson was one of my worst weeks in my original season. So I was on season 3 of this show, and then we had made it to All Stars. So yeah, Michael Jackson was my worst week on season 3, but then on All Stars I ate that because I won with my brother. That I'm a part of a house, so yeah, like that was the most complicated and challenging performance because I also had a partner, and I just had to I had to give it my all to prove myself. Like I really had something to prove. So yeah, I'm very proud of that performance. Okay. And then next question is also by Connexy777. He asked, "You're very professional, but I must ask, have work and pleasure ever mixed?" Yes. Yes, work and pleasure has mixed before, but that is from my decision and making sure there's consent on both parties for that to happen. Like I've even massaged my partner, and obviously I'm with my partner, so yeah, that's gonna mix with my business, but I'm also a massage therapist, so like when it comes from massage therapy, I'm very professional forward, and then if I feel like the vibe is correct, then we can engage in something. But I'm not someone who is out here just we doing either or. Like what you want to have sex and then I massage you, or you want me to massage you and say no. That's never the intention unless we already have established that we are interested in having sex with each other, but also you're trying to get a massage. Like I don't know if I'm explaining that well enough, but to put it quite frankly or simply, when I am massaging someone and they are a client, they could either be someone that I had intended to have sex with and we had that conversation beforehand, or they're just a client. If they're just a client, we're not doing that. Like that's just not where I am at. But if we had already discussed that we were going to have sex, then that goes hand in hand. But the problem with that is sometimes these people will be clients and then now they expect you to give the massage for free because now you guys are having sex, when it's not an equal exchange, because at the end of the day it's my job. So mixing business and pleasure can get very complicated. That's why I don't do it often. It simply has to be with someone that we already discussed that this is what it's going to be. So yes, short answer is yes, I have mixed business and pleasure, but through doing that, sometimes I found it become very murky and just not a good idea. So I try not to. Is also the answer as well. This question is from JAYDENFOMBY, Jaden Fomby. And this question is, what's the hottest fantasy you wish could come true? So to answer this question, one of my biggest fantasies, especially when I was younger and a teenager and I had just started coming to terms with stuff that I liked and what I wanted to do. My biggest fantasy is, for one, I always want to be in a quadruple throuple or quadruple couple where every race was represented. So I would be black and white, and then there would be maybe a white or a spicy white represented, and then it would be Aladdin represented, and then an Asian represented. But now I would never have the time for that. I don't want that. Because for one, I like niggas. But it would be sexy to have a big orgy where every race was represented. But I would want it represented in a few times. I know mostly of the orgy I would want it to be mostly black and Latin men. But then I would want sprinkled throughout it some Asian and white men. And Asian of different backgrounds. I'm not just saying one type of Asian. I want the dark to white spectrum, but I just want everything represented. I want it to be a melting pot of different races, and just to have a big orgy, that would be my biggest fantasy, honestly. Another fantasy that is a bit more realistic is, I've never been able to have this happen, but I would love to be in the middle of one guy in front of me, one guy behind me, and getting my top action with a big booty bottom, and then getting my bottom action by a big dick top. That would be amazing to have both extremes like taken into account, yes, that would get me together. Yeah, I think that concludes all the questions. Yeah, okay. But that's going to be the end of this Q&A. Thank you guys for reaching out and sending the questions in. I appreciate anyone that interacts with my content. Once again, like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe and leave comments down below and interact with the content. If you took time to watch this full thing, please comment down below, I love Rico. We're going to do that. Let's wake it up. You got to love me. Let me know that you appreciate the content I'm putting out, because I'm trying to be consistent with this, and I'm already finding that this is like another, like, it's like a job for me now. So yeah, I appreciate anyone that has made it to the end of this video. I'm gonna show y'all the fit I got on today. So I have my Naruto shirt on. This is actually such a cute shirt for me. But then behind I have, I don't know if you can see it, but they have the dates. But yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna leave it there.